What's good, MBC? I'm your host, David McDonald. We got Miller, we got Cleo,
What's
and
going on?
sitting in for Mr. Blackman, we got a Mr. Arti Cantu. How you doing tonight?
Yep. How you doing, guys?
What are you saying?
It is a lot going on. Let's get right into tonight's discussion. All right. What life lesson did you guys learn the hard way? If you had to name a life lesson that you had to learn the hard way, how would you answer that? We'll start with you, Cleo.
Leaving a woman with my kids. That was the hardest lesson. And not because it was hard for me, but hard for the kids because they could have had a better life if they was with me.
Mm,
But
okay.
at that time in my stage of life, I was selfish.
So it's safe to say that if you had to do that again, you would have made a different decision.
I would have took the kids away from them.
I got you.
No matter what it took, I would have took them.
Gotcha. What about you, James?
Paying child support for a child that wasn't mine.
So you're saying so that's a lesson. I mean, so how would you what would you have done to try to avoid that?
How would I avoid it? Well, I would get clarification first of all, like a blood test or some type of maternity test to see if the boy was mine.
Would
You know,
When you
demanding a
went to
DNA
court, why didn't you
test?
get one?
because the reason I didn't get one because I was happy it'd be, it was a boy, and it took her 3 days to name him, but everybody thought that she was gonna name him James Jr. You know, so it took her 3 days in order to name the boy. So here it is in my mind. I'm going down to the Division of Child Support, saying, okay, yeah, this child is mine. But 21 years later, the truth came out, that he wasn't mine. So that's a life learned right there for me. Next time I would, something like that happens to me, I would definitely get a test done to make sure, because there's a lot of fathers out there right now is paying child support for a child that's not even theirs. You know,
So
it took
basically,
it took me 21 years to find out.
Well, that's the reason. Because people scared to take a woman at their word. Too easy. Now, if you're in a relationship, I can see you taking them at your word. But if
I
you're
was in a relationship with this individual.
a long-term relationship or a short one,
Short.
see? I mean,
Because
if you've
once
been
I
with a
found
woman
out,
15, 20 years, 5, 10 years, you might can say, okay, she mine. But if you, like these guys do it now, you go out and have sex with her 1 or 2 times and, hey, I'm pregnant. Okay.
but
I
when
know
she
people, I know people who know that they're not their kids because they know, I ain't gonna say they don't know they're their kids, but know that the woman is messing around and still be hollering at that's their kid.
But when she said you're the only one she been with, then what?
Well, see, if you've been with a woman, you ought to know.
Yeah,
You
I know. I've been with this individual.
but did you was there anything in her thing to be to say that okay, she was cheating on me?
Not at the time that I know.
Yeah, women are really snaky though. That's the thing. They are slicker than guys.
Nah,
What do you
they
mean?
think
Nah,
they are,
of
but they
course.
not.
Come on, stop it.
A woman will give herself up 9 times out of 10, easy.
Jeez, you got good game then.
Well, yeah, I got that too, but that's just part of life.
all right, Artie, how would you answer that question? What
Uh,
life lesson have you had to learn the hard way?
I think going through what James was saying, probably not having different kids by different women. I think that because when you are with that woman that you really love, now you have to turn your attention to, I don't want to say another woman, but it has to be the mother of the other kid. And it's like she has that grudge inside of her, you know. So that's why that's a life lesson learned that I wish I can take back. You know what I mean? But I was doing my own thing, like these guys saying, you're just going around, just sleeping with anybody at the time, you know, whatever, you know, doing your own thing, you know, caring about yourself, not about the consequences that are going to happen at the end, you know.
Right.
I think that's a life lesson right there.
I got you. Yeah, my lesson was lending money to a family member without question. I took their request as a, you know, an honest request. You know, they insisted they were going to pay. They seemed more insistent on paying me back than I was actually, you know, requesting it. And I should have made them sweat it out maybe a couple of days. I only made them wait a couple of hours before I got back with them. I regret doing that because they didn't pay me back, and it wasn't $20 either. Put it that way.
Yeah.
When you give family money though, you expect that. I mean, if you can't afford to give it to family, yeah. If you can't because if I come to you and say, hey, I need $100,000. Now I won't even go that far. I need $50. If I need $50, you know that I can't pay it back, really. You already know this.
I wouldn't have been sweating if it was $50.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's
it. I hear you.
But even when I loan family money, if they give it back, that's fine. If they don't, I move on. And I have gave a lot of them.
So you're okay with losing that money?
Yeah.
So when you give it out to family, you know you're losing it.
I know that there is a 99.1% I'm going to lose it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you already know ahead of time you're going to lose.
Yeah.
This $50, I won't even need it no more.
I'm not looking. If I get it back, that's fine. If I don't, I'll never even know I mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
and I did it for more than $50 too. I'm just using 50 as an example.
Yeah.
Right.
That family member hasn't spoken to me in about 7 years.
Oh, I don't even cut off time.
Now, me, well, I'm not holding a grudge, but you know, it's like they just disappear.
In the back of your mind, though.
What's that?
It's always going to be in the back of your mind.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
You never ask for it, or even attempt to ask for it, or ask somebody to ask you for it.
I hit them up on email one time. I'm sorry, Facebook Messenger. I hit them up on one time Facebook Messenger, and you can tell when your message is read, and it's like they just fell off. It's like, okay.
But did you know your cousin before you loaned it to him?
Yes.
There you go. So you knew.
I mean, I didn't know them to be dishonest, though. I didn't know that side of them.
Well, it's not really dishonest.
Well, what is it then?
Well,
what is it then?
Family helping family. And that's the way most of them look at it.
I got you. But yeah. So
I think there's a threshold of money, a certain amount of money that I think you can say, okay, like you said, $50 is that I don't care about that. But when it comes like over, let's just say 1,000 and above, I think there's a little be like, hold on, you know what I mean?
Now I agree with what you're saying in terms of an amount. I definitely see an amount playing an issue whether or not I draft up paperwork, because if I have to pull you into court, blood or not, it's like if you said you're gonna pay this back and you sign this contract,
right?
You know. But no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another question open for interpretation. Do y'all think that crying is a sign of weakness?
No.
Yeah.
No. Hell no.
A sign of weakness like a big dog.
No, it's not. That's showing your emotions.
Depending on
what how emotions in any way you want, and it ain't got to be crying.
So Cleo, I'm hearing you say it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, it's a sign of weakness.
It depends. I say it depends.
So
Well,
now Cleo, are you saying regardless of if it's a male or female, or are you saying just males?
males. I'm speaking for the male side of me.
Oh man, come on with that
It's
bullshit.
normal for a woman to cry.
No, it's not.
normal.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I
It's
totally
normal for
disagree.
most women to cry. Then let's do it that way. Since you always interpret me wrong.
Mhm.
So Cleo, you're saying every male that you've ever encountered crying, they're weak to you.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So you're
Because
trying to
life spills itself out for you. I can give you examples of me, and I'm talking about a young me, not an old me.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna give you this example
Okay.
out on public. When my grandmother died, I was her heart. If you go to anybody in my family today, they'll tell you I was the only one in the church not crying.
What was your
They
age?
will tell you that today.
How old were you when she died?
About 21, maybe 22.
Oh man, you grown. Oh
Yeah.
You're grown.
The what?
man, you grown.
Yeah.
You should-
We're talking about a funeral of my grandma.
Okay, my mom passed away. I
Your
didn't.
mom just passed away and you 68. But I loved my grandmother though. That's a
Yeah,
different
I love
story.
my mother. So what that got to
That's a
do
different
with?
story. See,
Oh,
I
Right.
couldn't cry.
What you
So-
mean you
so
couldn't
Whole
cry?
church crying. Everybody in that church knows
Man, it's a healthy way to express yourself,
there
man.
ain't no healthy way to work. Not for a man.
Oh,
If
my-
I was a woman and you come to me with tears running down your eyes, I tell you, bitch, get out my face.
no, hell no. So you trying
That's
to tell
just
me a
me.
man can't express himself?
Not with tears. No.
Oh,
You cannot express yourself with tears.
Then you know what? I think you might have not loved her that much.
Oh, I loved her with all my heart, bro.
Not enough.
Yes, I did.
Not
Even though
enough.
the tears didn't run, everybody in that know how I felt. And I've had numerous people die and tears didn't run. I had a son that died, tears didn't run.
so you're just a non-emotional
So-
person.
Are
I'm
you saying-
emotional, but not tear emotional.
okay, so Cleo, so if you don't shed tears, how do you vent your emotions? How do you get them out?
Me,
Yeah.
I look at life. We born to die, bro. I know this.
So basically, you're in deep thought. You're sad, but you don't cry.
In my mind, I'm sad as hell sometimes about right now.
I got you.
But
So you don't express
you
your
ain't gonna
feelings
never see
behind that.
me going to my brother and tears running down my eyes talking about it.
Hmm.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, my one of my grandmothers died when I was in Korea. It was it was about a month before my 25th birthday, and you know she was like a second mom to me. Hey,
Weak.
and
Weak.
I couldn't afford it. My command was willing to give me time off to go. I couldn't afford to fly home to the funeral,
That's crazy.
so that was kind of like a double.
They would have paid for it.
What's that?
They would have paid for it back then.
No, they would have gave me a grant. I mean, a grant, not a loan.
Oh, what you call would have paid? I was in California when I was in Tennessee when my grandfather died. They flew me home. I was in California when my grandmother died, and the USO or whoever was paid both ways. I was down in Miller. Know this when my brother died. They paid for me to come from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
remember that.
domestic is a little easier to deal with, but no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, they would have paid you. They will pay for death unless you just had a bad unit.
Yeah. So James,
They paid for me 3 times in my lifetime in the military.
So James, I'm hearing you say that crying is healthy. Are you saying crying is healthy, James? Or are you saying crying is okay in certain situations? What are you saying?
I'm saying it's a healthy way to express yourself over something that's dramatic, first of all.
Okay.
So I don't see crying as a weakness.
Okay.
When last time you cried? You just told me you didn't cry when your mama died. Now when
I'm
last
going to
time
tell
you
you the
cried?
last time I cried about a few years ago.
If you can't cry for your mama, who else can you cry for?
was something that really deep down was, see, first of all, I didn't have a good relationship with my mama.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does. Yes, it does.
Huh?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
If you can't cry, I don't care what type of relationship you got for your mama. If you can't cry for your mama, you ain't got no business crying for nobody else.
But why? You didn't cry?
If I'm gonna cry for somebody, it's gonna be for my mama before I do it for somebody else. I don't care what kind of relationship we got. I don't care when the last time I seen her. If our tears gonna run, it's gonna be for her.
Nah. It's different situations. It depends.
Yeah, okay. Just like you just said, you didn't cry for your grandmama, and that was your heart right there.
Right.
So
I'm not saying, I'm saying if I cry, Miller.
No, ain't no if in it. If was a fifth, we all be drunk right now.
I'm getting drunk, but I'm saying if. I'm not telling you I'm gonna cry for my mama. I'm saying if I cry for somebody, it would be my mama.
So you wouldn't cry for your grandmama?
I didn't cry for my grandmama. I just told you that.
I understand that, but you said, but I'm saying you didn't cry for. Why not?
Because I don't have tear ducts to cry.
Oh man, go ahead.
Stuff like that. All right, stuff like that don't make me emotional because I learned a long time ago that people die, and I accept that.
Of course, but that's a loved one.
And I accept that. And I've been to a many funeral, and I've never shed a tear.
What you got on that, Artie?
Yeah. I think it's not a sign of weakness. I feel like if you don't have to do it in front of somebody. That's what my father said to me before. She's like, don't show that you're weak like that. Don't tear in front of everybody. But like when you go home, when you're driving alone, start thinking about all the stuff you did or all the stuff, all the good reminiscences and stuff like that. You can cry all you want. You could drive 2 hours and cry all the way. You know what I mean? Take your time by yourself in your room or something like that and just cry away if you want to. You know what I mean? It ain't nobody. That's probably what he did. You know
exactly. But when you do it by yourself, it never happened, bro.
Exactly. See,
when you do it by yourself, it never happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my pop says.
You,
like,
all right,
do it by yourself. Nobody knows. You don't need to know about.
There you
nobody
go.
Needs to know about you. You know what I mean? You know about you. You know
that's
what
the
you
only
have.
one that counts.
Exactly.
I mean, when my children were born, you know, I shed a couple tears. I mean, it was just one of those things that grips you. But that's me, you know what I'm saying? All right.
You got a cold heart.
I ain't got no cold heart. That's the weakest thing a man can do is cry for a kid. That is one of the most. Look at me. What did you do to make a kid, Dave?
What's that?
All you did was a sex act, and bam, the kid was there. What's that about?
I did more than that, bro. I prayed.
No, I don't care how much you prayed. The only thing that happened was that sex act, and that's it.
That's the only thing that happened in the natural. Agreed.
That's all that happened.
Agreed. Only thing that happened in the natural.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't have to. You don't have to do the sex thing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he did. You know, he could probably do it in vitro or something.
If you did in vitro, what you crying for? All you did was put it in a jar. What you crying for?
Hey man, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's you know. Were you in the labor and delivery like when your children were actually being born?
I'm a lot older than y'all, bro. We was out smoking cigars and getting drunk.
ain't
thinking about
it. So that's my point. So if you're actually in the room and it's like
I would never be in the room.
Like my people were thinking I was going to be grossed out about it. I was amazed. I was like, how did that? I was like, you know, I was more amazed than anything. So that, you know, that's kind of what hit me.
I done told this story a million times. If I was in that room, and I've seen babies delivered because I was an EMT.
Sure.
If I was in that room, I would have never touched that woman again.
Why?
because that shit is too nasty. And I would, and the look of it, I would never, and I would walk right out there and go with another woman that had a baby, but I would never touch that woman again if I had seen that shit. That's me,
James,
and that's true.
James, I got nothing on that one, James.
That's me. That is the nastiest shit you will ever want to see. And I don't care how many times you put in your head,
nasty?
this is beautiful.
How's that
There's
nasty?
nothing beautiful about it.
How's that nasty? Explain that one.
You ever seen nasty before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, then you know how it's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Artie, I got nothing on that one.
Oh man,
I was in the room when
right there. He said he will never be in that room.
No, sir. If I was in that room, I would never touch that woman again.
So that's what. So it sounds like you're one of the guys that, you know, the doctors or whoever make sure, you know, it's like, hey, you know, you'll see him in the delivery ward to keep you
when
out
they
of
cleaned up, laying out there.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
that's when I want to see him.
So yeah.
Not before that. But that's just me.
So
and
yeah,
you're not gonna tell me I didn't, because that's what I done. So I know you ain't gonna tell me I can't, Miller, because that's what I done. There was no way you could have made me go in there. And I tell my brothers that have been in there, and any of my friends that's been in there and tell me that shit. And I tell them the same thing. That's what you love, not me. I don't need to see that. That's not man. That's not for a man to see.
you put it in there.
I didn't put that shit in there. That was y'all crazy.
Hey, quick question.
That's it. I'm a good guy from on out.
All right, so quick question on that. So if you weren't in there, who was in there in your place?
I don't know. When my first was born, I was working in the shipyard. I was in the shipyard. Don't care.
That's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. Not to me, it's not crazy.
But that's
But what about
your offspring.
I don't want to see it now.
That's your offspring, though.
Yeah.
Okay, he's still my offspring.
Dirty or not, huh?
Dirty or not. That all that stuff is the soft man era.
What you mean?
What?
Soft man era. Because there were very few men went in that room back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. Very few men. They started doing that shit in the 90s and above. When the women were telling them, oh, you got to be in here. Yeah. If I got to do it, you got to do it. You got to hold my hand.
What
the hell am I holding your hand gonna do?
It's safe to say Cleo is definitely, he's cut from a different cloth, y'all.
Cut from a totally different cloth.
That's what I have on my checklist. My checklist says Cleo is cut from a different cloth.
There you go.
Corduroy.
Anybody get happy? I don't get it, but it's just me.
I got you. All right. Here's another one that may challenge your thinking a little bit. What would you guys say is the difference between just existing and living? What would y'all say is the difference between existing and living?
Just existing, bare minimum. Living is when you're able to do what you want to do. How you want to do it.
What would you consider bare minimum? I mean, you know, everyone thinks different.
Paying my mortgage, ain't got no money in my pocket till next week, can't do nothing. Little bit of food in the house. I'm just surviving.
The bare minimum. Bare minimum.
I was glad I stopped surviving in the 80s, and I was a happy nigga. I was a happy guy then.
Okay. All right.
Funny.
What you got, James?
Well, I got different aspect of what he's saying.
Excuse me.
Me living is being alive and have the activity of experiencing life, and it also involves embracing new experiences. The existing means to have a physical being, or also it's a basic state of being. You know, that's the difference for me. Living is among, you know, doing things, doing this. Existing Like I say, it's just a state of being, a state of being, you know.
I think existent is like existent is like giving knowledge to somebody. You're in here to give knowledge to somebody. Stuff you didn't, that a young buck or even an old buck that didn't know about this and that and the third. Maybe like cell phones, you know what I mean? Nowadays everybody got cell phones, you know. So maybe teach them computers or something like that. You're assistant on that. Living, like he said, like James said, existence, like for me, now even more, living is for my kids. You know, I want to be living for my kids. I want to make sure that they not went through what I went through, show them something better than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Gotcha.
that's from my
I got you.
my perspective on that.
Yeah, I can bear witness with all that. I know for me, I like if I'm just existing, I don't even have a mortgage. I'm not trying to create wealth, nothing like that. If I'm just existing, I'm just paying rent. I'm paying rent.
Yeah.
I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
I'm not doing anything or going anywhere that I don't have to do or go. I'm just checking the box, you know what I'm saying? Versus living, you know, I don't want to be like the average American that only gets to 8 states during their lifetime. I want to travel. You know what I'm saying? I want to travel. I want to get a couple of other countries under my belt. You know, buy a house. You know, a mortgage. You know, try to think legacy. You know, kind of like what Artie is saying about children and so forth. So yeah, that's have goals. Don't be afraid to dream, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goals. Yep.
All right. Okay, here's another good one. What's a belief that you have that many people would disagree to? A belief that you have that others probably wouldn't agree with.
You want me to go first again? Or
Yes.
You want this one, Miller?
No, I want Mr. Cleo to go. Yeah.
My belief is, mine is that the world has gotten too soft now. And everybody is taking advantage of the softness that everybody's trying to take advantage of the softness, but they can't. And then the people who's not soft have to pay for it.
What do you mean they got to pay for it? What does that mean?
In today's world, when I went to college, I had to pay for my own college. Well, military. Nowadays, they want me to take care of send their kids to college and all that stuff. They want me to feed their kids. They want me to do this for their kids. That's not how the world's supposed to work.
Okay.
Are they your kids?
No, they your kids or your grandkids that they want me to send to pay the college tuition to. They your kids that they want me to go out and buy them football and baseball uniforms for. So if you need all that for your kid, that's your responsibility, not mine.
So Cleo, am I here? Am I hearing you say? Am I hearing you say society is too sensitive, or are you saying social programs are too overbearing and making everyone
both?
What's that?
Both.
Okay.
Because it's like everybody wants you to take care of them now. Okay. You know, you go to a restaurant, they don't ask you, hey, you tip no more. Or they tell you, give me 30%. I got to pay you for my food. I should be able to give you what I want because it's not my job to pay you. That should be your man that you're working for a job.
Okay.
But now it's mandatory to do it. And I eat out a lot. So I do it. And I don't like it. But I do it.
Okay.
But 9 times out of 10, the tip is already in your
right, but you have no say in it, so I do it. But if I had to do it myself, I wouldn't pay nobody for food, bring me food that I just paid for.
Well, how you gonna get it?
I paid for it. That man that I paid to give it, he's gonna give it to me. or he pay the people to give it to me. That's how it's done.
I got you. What you got on that, James?
Well, I agree what he's saying, but to me, the military has gotten soft. You know, because the kids that's coming in here today, they don't have no immorals or nothing. They want to come in and look for a handout. You know, you got 19, 20, 21-year-olds that come in without no leadership experience. They don't want to listen. The main thing they want to do is be on their cell phones, you know, or they want to be on social media, not paying attention on what they're supposed to be doing. You know,
not around their surroundings.
Yes, and you know it's then when they come in, they don't go and come in for a 6-year term. They come in next minute, they do 4 years and they're gone. You know, so I understand that the military is supposed to be a backbone, supposed to be a strong point for these young kids that's coming in, but it's not. They made it too soft, you know, because you got to change this into accomplish for this person, you know. And to me,
yell at them no more.
Huh?
You can't yell at them no more.
That's the role y'all asked for.
But then, if you yell at them, they got this thing called the stress card, the ACE card. Oh, you stressing me out, you know. But now, when I came in under the old school. You do something wrong, they take y'all to the wood line and y'all handed it out there, you know.
And then smoked all day.
Exactly. You can't even do that no more.
Nope.
That's why I got the military is getting too soft.
Only 10 things you can make them do. Either 10 push-ups, but you have to do them with them. 10 squats, you have to do it with them. 10 flutter kicks, you got to do it with them. Unless you have 10 other NCOs. So I do 10 push-ups, then the other NCO does 10, 10, 10, and goes back around. We can't do the same one of them. It's crazy. It's changed so much. And I've seen it. You know, it's just crazy.
How would you answer that question, Artie? Same question.
Same question?
Yeah.
I was to me, I think giving these kids the option to transform their bodies to transgender, that kills me. Like, you don't even let the kid grow to find out what he likes. She's like, oh, he just wants to be a girl. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not even giving these kids goddamn chances. Like, give them a chance, because they might switch in life. You know, back in the day, like, my sister, she was so tomboyish. She used to come with us, climb trees, climb everything. You know, we didn't say, hey, you're a boy. You know what I mean? You want to change your sex? Nah, nothing like that. We just knew that she liked to do things that boys did. You know, she just wanted to be around us. You know, nowadays you see that, it's like, oh, my kid now, I think he might be a boy now. Well, let's change him. Let's give him this, that, and the third. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, you don't even give the kid a chance. Now my sister like got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? Who would have knew? You know what I mean? You don't even know. You don't even give the kid a chance. Now that's what kills me. This transgender shit is killing me right now. And a lot of people, oh, you're against LGBTQ and all that stuff. Like, no, it's not that. Not at all. You know what I mean? If that's you, that's you. But when you're young, that's a different story. You just can't do that. They even have shows right now about that. You know what I mean? Changing their kid, the boy, to a girl, and then having a show. They get that entertainment. They get that. That's what they want to see. They want people to see that stuff. And then I just don't. I don't think that's right. To be honest with you, I think when you're older and mature, then you can make that decision if you want to do that. If you want to cut off your dick, cut it off. If you want to put a new dick on, that's you.
See, we ain't that much different.
Sorry.
That's that clear.
We ain't that much different. we are not that much different.
I guess my answer, in a weird sort of way, would be kind of a mix of what you guys have said. I know for me, I was bullied in 5th grade. And I know for me, having faced adversity in my younger days gives me the resolve I have now as a person. I think sometimes that I mean, obviously technology is a huge distraction, and good news travels fast, bad news travels even faster. You know what I'm saying? But I think the pendulum swung from one way, one extreme to another. And a lot of times the kids are not, in those moments when, as a parent, you have to take your hands off of them, to let them build that grit and that resolve. It's like they're being coddled too much. You know what I'm saying? So I think I, it's like everyone has their own opinion of what the happy median is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I came in the military in the early '90s, and drill sergeant could, they could still put their hands on you. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but it just was. You know what I'm saying? I know when I was a drill sergeant, I used to smoke soldiers. I mean, they could do more than 10 push-ups. You know what I'm saying? And that was in the mid 2000s, and yeah, things today are just different. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead.
You got to look at the military totally different now, because you don't have to be tough in the military no more, because everything is computerized.
Right,
you
right.
go out the wall, they telling you, looking at you on a camera, he over there, he over there. You don't have to be tough anymore.
Well, I mean, like you're saying about benefits, Cleo. It's like back in the day, the military used to be like, that used to be like the thing to do. Now,
but you had to be tough back then.
Military is more of a snapshot of society than it ever has been.
Right, it is, because it can be that way now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're hurting on recruiting too. So they've made a lot of concessions. When I came in, like James was saying,
the military is hurting on recruiting is because y'all decided that we're gonna pay for everything for the people out here. What am I going? When we went in the military, we went in there to get an education,
right?
Get medical, to get stuff that only we could have. Right. You don't have to go into the military now to get free insurance. You don't have to go into the military to get free education, because they want us to pay for it.
Right, right.
They have nothing to offer no more.
Because when I came in, the least you could do was 8 years. Now you didn't have to do it all active. You could do 4 years active, 4 years inactive, but you were on the hook for 8 years.
Yeah, but you don't need that now.
But because they're allowing people don't want to make long-term commitments. So, they've made all these concessions. And like Cleo's saying, with all the social programs out there that almost match the military, it's like,
no, ain't no almost in it. They match it.
Why am I joining the military again? Oh, because I want to travel. That's the only thing I get out of it now. Now I'll pass.
Yeah, and because you can travel for damn near free now.
Right. Right.
I mean, you can go on cruises all day long for little or nothing. You just got to look for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And believe me, they be looking for
it. Gotcha.
And they be traveling. Some of the poorest people you ever want to see is always on vacation. And you wondering how.
All right, yeah. Here's what I'm sure people are talking about. What are you guys' thoughts on President Joe Biden pardoning his son? What are y'all thoughts on that?
Man,
I love it.
You know he was gonna do that right from the get-go. Yeah. That's how he's soft. To be honest with you, he's soft. I just feel like Democrats are soft now. I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I'm a Democrat. I just feel like we're getting soft. Like Joe Biden should never, just because he did that. What? That's his son. You know he was going to do it. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But as soon as Trump came in, then he switched his mind, or somebody swayed him that way. I think somebody swayed him.
Here's the way I see it. It's like, nepotism, basically when the father looks out for the son, mom looks out for the daughter. Nepotism, it happens in every other part of society. Yep. LeBron got his son in NBA, actors, they groom their kids, and they make, they get certain parts because of their name. I mean, that's just classic nepotism. So right. I don't necessarily see it as a good or bad thing that he did it. He did it because everyone else is doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I took it anyway. He
And
did
he
it.
should
He did it because he can.
and he should have
Exactly.
did it. And Democrats need to shut their mouth because they don't say nothing when Republicans do. Trump do what he want, and nobody
Right.
says nothing.
Yeah.
But as soon as
Right.
Joe Biden did it, he's the worst guy in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
didn't,
it's
you know,
not the Republicans
I
that's
think
calling
now,
him the worst guy in America. It's
I
the
think
Democrats.
the,
Because that's how
my
we
only
lose everything.
my only thing with Biden is timing, but I definitely don't question why he did it. You know what I'm saying? I can
Why the
understand
timing
I can understand why he did it. You know what I'm saying? So
and you should understand that he was going to do it.
yeah,
Why
Right.
would
He
you
was
leave
gonna
your
do it.
son in jail for something that you don't believe he done wrong in the beginning?
right,
Exactly.
right.
Even if he goddamn did it, he still would have. You know what I mean? That's his
Yeah,
son.
even if he did it, but he never believed he did nothing wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
What you got, James?
But
I don't know nothing about the situation.
Okay.
I don't. I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was in jail. What did he do?
See, now I don't know if he was in jail, but he had a huge smudge on his record, and you know that pardon pretty much makes it go away. You know
it
what I'm
went
saying?
away. It takes it away.
Yeah.
So what
You
did he
ready to
do
say
to get
something
the
else?
pardon?
Nothing on
You
his
ready to say
record.
something
No.
else?
Try to
Caleb?
say he embezzled money from Ukraine and made a lot of money doing illegal stuff for Ukraine.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
because he was on that drug shit.
So
Yeah.
you trying to tell he committed treason?
No, it had
Not
nothing
treason.
to do with treason.
Not treason.
Okay.
Just the love of money. Y'all know how that go.
Yeah.
But this is one thing I ain't never understand. And yeah, I know what give them rights. I know Article 2, all that give them the right to pardon.
Yeah.
But why would somebody that was building a constitution of law put something like that in the law to say this guy can go out here and kill 1 million people, and if I like him, I can pardon him? How is the law gonna work when I see that's being done?
Now, I'm trying to think. Can Congress? Can an overwhelming majority of Congress can they do away with a pardon?
Nope. That's the
I
president's
don't know.
right.
Is the president
It's the president's right.
like Trump did to Kodak Black?
Yep. Or Lil Wayne.
Yep.
Or everybody else that he pardoned. That's the president's right, and that's the government's right. That's how government can stop you from being killed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is real crazy. And what's really crazy is we still living on them day gun rules from 1800s. Everything in life changed except the Constitution.
Yep. The funny part is
tell
like
me why.
not every state's like that neither though. They go to the Constitution, but not every state is like that.
Oh, every state's like that. The government, every governor in the United States can pardon you.
Yeah, they can pardon you, but I'm saying that the rules, like let's just say let's say Mississippi, they have a rules like they don't believe in death penalty or you know what I mean, compared to Texas, they believe in death penalty all day.
Yeah, but
they
had voted it in the Constitution though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like what kills me is like Florida, like right, like I have a brother-in-law. He got about how many years? I think he got 14 years for pushing an old woman. He was stealing her. He's trying to steal a purse, right? He was on drugs. He was trying to steal a purse. He ended up taking it, but pushing the lady. He got 14 years, but they gave him 12 for being good. 12 years in jail. Now, this is Florida.
Should he have got less?
He should have got a probation, if
anything. Now, what was he a repeat offender?
First time doing
this. He wasn't a repeat offender?
No, it was his first time doing this.
Did the lady get hurt?
But he was on drugs.
You do know if you hurt an older person, you get more time automatically, right?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what happened because, but
that's what happened. If you hurt me, you'll get more time.
But that's only in Florida. But if I was
that's in Virginia too.
No, it doesn't. Not the same. I promise you, it's not the same.
What was Artie? Was the lady? What was she?
It's
injured?
like getting murdered. It's like he got. It seems like he got convicted of murder, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me. But if he was in Texas or somewhere else, the states are more lenient, he probably would have got probation. That's just
Robbing the
that's my
old lady and pushing her down.
yeah.
I mean, I mean,
Stealing her purse,
mhm.
pushing her down, hurting an old person. And he
You get
says,
more time for it in every state.
Did
right.
she did she get hurt?
Yeah, she got hurt, but nothing happened, like bruises and stuff, nothing major.
So she didn't like break her hip or anything.
No, there's nothing like that. He just
Well,
pushed her down.
keep in mind, those types of laws favor Floridians because they have a high retirement population.
Is that what it is? Because the population
Absolutely.
of retirement. But if I go to like the goddamn Wisconsin, it'll be different.
It all depends.
It all depends on how that, like you said,
In Virginia, you will get more time for an older person.
Every state is different, but I could see Florida favoring the retiree groups. I could see that.
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling that a guy, like a person that's on like TV from like, let's just say Colorado, and shoots their husband or wife, and they get 10 years.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But it all
They get
depends on your
15,
lawyer
but
too.
they get 15. This dude pushes an old lady, and he gets 12. It's like
And
he did
it
murder.
all depends on your
Right.
lawyer and all that. How much money you got, where your background come from. It
He didn't
depends
have
on
nobody. He
everything.
was the DA. You know what I mean? He didn't have nobody. He didn't have money.
But that's why he got 12 years.
Man, that's crazy. I would I don't know. I kind of feel bad for him. You know what I mean? He's grateful now because he's out now, but thinking about that 12 years for pushing somebody.
Yeah.
That's,
You know what I
that's
mean?
why I tell everybody, if I do something to you, I'm gonna make my time gonna be
Make
worth
it count.
it. I'm not gonna just punch you in the face and you walk away. I'm gonna make my time worth it. But that's just me.
So
Yeah.
I guess here's the last thing I say about the pardons. When it comes to the presidential authority or privilege, should I say, to pardon, or even when it comes down to congressional term limits, all of that stuff, and I mean all of it, can be regulated or changed by Congress. Now, Congress is not going to vote in term limits because that's going to mean the gravy train's over. So we know that's not happening, even though they have the
You
ability
already
to do
got
that.
term limits.
What's that?
You got term limits. They voted in every 6 years. If you don't want that person now, you don't vote him in. That's a term limit.
But voters are brainwashed. If that's the case, Cleo, then a president could run more than 2 terms. I agree with what you're saying. It's a play on words, though. It's a play on words.
Yeah, it's a play on words. I mean, in Virginia, you can only be government for 4 years, no matter how good you are.
But you can get reelected as many times as possible
if they vote you in.
Right.
I think they should do that with the president.
And so the same thing can happen with pardons. If Congress wanted to, they could box in a president. And what I mean by that is, if a majority of Congress felt that a pardon wasn't earned, wasn't warranted, or shouldn't have got it, you would think they would change the Constitution to where that they could revoke one, but they're not going to do it.
They can't do it.
Well, they can't right now with how the Constitution is written. I agree.
Right, how the Constitution is written, they can't do it, and they would have to rewrite the whole Constitution or amend the Constitution.
Yeah, just an amendment. Yeah,
an amendment. But how many constitutions gets amended?
None.
No. I'm saying you wouldn't have to amend the Constitution. You would just
have to amend that article.
Yeah,
Article 2, you would have to amend it. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but how many times do they get amended? Most of the time, when you try to amend the Constitution or change something in the Constitution, just like the gun law, how many times has it been on the books and ain't shit changed?
Yeah,
it's hard to change it.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. All right, y'all. We are going to end this. We're going to end this with a lighthearted one. Them doggone college football playoff brackets. I mean, how and this is coming from an Alabama fan, and I know AJ is not here to argue his point. But how in the world did 3-loss Alabama get invited to the party?
Same way they took Florida State spot last year. It's Alabama. Stop playing.
It's about the money.
Yeah, it's Alabama.
Because see,
they had no business there last year. They got no business there this year.
I would be
Alabama.
I would be on board if all 3 of their losses were from ranked teams, from top 15 ranked teams, but Oklahoma was unranked, And Vanderbilt was unranked.
It's Alabama. That's the biggest school in college right now.
No, it's not.
Roll Tide, baby.
In the football world, it's the biggest school in college.
No, it's not.
Who's
No,
bigger
it's
than
not.
Alabama?
Who's
Who's
bigger
bigger
than
than Alabama?
Ohio State is?
You crazy as hell. Alabama ain't in the biggest college in Ohio.
Are you crazy? Hey,
Come on, now you know Alabama is
Now-
not Ohio State is not Alabama.
Now, James, if you want to pull up the last 10 years of college football, I mean, Alabama's all over it. I mean,
It's all Alabama.
Ohio State is too. Ohio State didn't make it last year.
how many? But no. We're talking about bona fide championships. The last 10 years, how many does Ohio State have?
2.
The last 10 years, Ohio State got 2.
Yeah, how many Alabama?
You might want to check that one, buddy. I'm gonna check that one right
Alabama's the biggest school in college right now.
No, it's not. No, they're not, man.
In the football program, it is. Ain't nobody bigger than Alabama.
Hey, Ken, me and you talked about this today. What did we talk about that today? What did we say about that?
Yeah, he's right. Well, he said what you say, Texas, and then you said Oregon, but Ohio, we did look up that Ohio one. But,
3 of them good schools, but they're not Alabama.
But the thing is like those are little, I don't want to say little schools, but those people nobody want to watch them.
And who they want to watch?
They want to watch Alabama.
There you go. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
I'm not an
James,
Alabama fan either, but
No,
The reason why they want to watch Alabama, we
Now,
can go all the way back when Brad Bryant was the head coach. He made that team.
Hey, James, I got the information right in front of me. Since 2011, no one has more championships than Alabama. No one.
Let's go to the college playoffs. Let's start the playoffs.
That doesn't matter. We're talking about the championship.
Yeah. Even playoffs,
He's
Alabama.
not talking about the game. He's talking about practice.
Hey,
you should know that last year when they took Florida State out and put Alabama in.
Yep.
You already knew what they were doing.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, the reason why they took Florida State out because of one person.
Since
So the quarterback got hurt, and you believe that? Really?
Since 2011, Alabama has 5 national championships since 2011. Ohio State has 1.
I beg to differ on that.
How you gonna beg something that's already been declared?
You always begging.
Begging.
But my question is, they are a 3-loss team that's in the playoffs.
Exactly, and nobody else would have done it but Alabama.
No.
Yep.
Nobody else.
No.
Nobody but Alabama.
You got Texas A&M, a 3-loss school. With 3 losses. Why they ain't in there?
I just told you because they ain't Alabama. If they were Alabama, they'd be in there.
But it depends on this weekend right here, though. They said it depends on this weekend. If Georgia beat Texas, no, let me reverse that. If Texas beat Georgia this time, Alabama's out, but Georgia will stay in.
They hadn't said that. Alabama plays Notre Dame.
Say Alabama was
No. If you go back and look at it, this is what this is the championship division conference championship this weekend. Georgia's played Texas, right? Who gave Texas their only loss? Georgia. So if Georgia loses to Texas, that makes Georgia's a 3-loss team, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But see, you're actually strengthening the argument, James. Alabama beat Georgia. Georgia beat Texas.
But who's high ranking? Is Georgia high ranking than Alabama? Yes, they are.
Not if they lose this week.
But Alabama's number 11.
All the way down.
That's right.
They're already scheduled to play Notre Dame now.
That can change. That's gonna change. A lot of things gonna change.
Well,
okay.
Well,
You trying to tell me they got in over Miami?
Apparently,
Miami was a powerhouse school. It still is a powerhouse school too. They ain't got but 2 losses.
apparently.
It's Alabama, Miller. It's Alabama.
Miami laid an egg. Miami laid an egg by getting beat by an unranked team, just like Clemson did.
Who Clemson get beat by an unranked team?
Yes, they did.
Who?
South Carolina.
South Carolina's ranked.
What, like number 20?
Yeah,
24?
they still
24.
ranked.
They were 24.
They still ranked.
You see the look on my face, right?
Oh my goodness.
That was enough. But see, James, my point is that was enough to keep them out of contention. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's a lot of favoritism too.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's
A lot
a whole lot of
favoritism.
favoritism when it comes to Alabama.
There's a reason. See, hey, Artie. There's a reason why Oklahoma, like you had two big schools. My opinion, the 2 biggest schools in the Big 12 came to the SEC following the money trail. Texas and Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it is what it is.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. They're not only the 2 big schools in it. You trying to tell me Oklahoma State ain't a big school in the Big 12?
Oklahoma State ain't even ranked.
Yeah, they got a bad football team this year. What about K-State? K-State is another Big 12 school out there.
And the Big 12 hadn't been the same since Texas and Oklahoma left. Come on now.
Same thing about the Pac-10. Look at the Pac-10. They dismount.
Agree.
You know, half went to the Big 10, the other half went to the ACC. And look what they doing right now.
They chasing the money. They're chasing the money. That's all
That's
they're
what they gonna do.
What y'all think about
going
Colorado though? Since they got prime time over there.
What's
You
that?
think they're ever gonna be? What do you think about Colorado? You think they're ever gonna be up there, or they're gonna be like Florida State, just down at the fucking? Even if they went 12-0 or whatever the record was, and they still didn't get in. You think
The problem with
they got those?
Colorado, they need to beef up that O line. I mean, did they beat any ranked team this year?
Who?
Colorado. I don't think they beat a ranked team this year, did they?
Yeah.
I think the only team that they beat was ranked 24 at the time. Other than that, they didn't beat a ranked team this year.
So let me ask y'all this then. Why didn't Army get a bowl bid?
The same reason. They didn't play anybody.
What you mean they didn't play nobody?
Same reason.
Navy was ranked high. Navy was ranked higher than Army at one point. Yeah.
This season.
Yes, sir. Then they played Notre Dame. Notre Dame gave me mollywop them then, yeah, but that's how they got their first loss.
You talking about Army?
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is they only played 2 ranked teams, and Notre Dame say y'all don't belong in this class. Other than that, James, they didn't have the schedule. They didn't have a strong schedule.
Yeah, you're right. I see it.
Well, hell, BYU and they didn't have a strong schedule. Look where they at.
Yeah, that's true. BYU
has what, 1 loss?
2. They got 2 losses.
Did they win their conference championship?
No, they play this weekend for that.
Okay.
Well, college football need a new system anyway.
They do.
I agree with you there.
And see, here's the thing, man. It's like with allowing these schools to get out of geographic locations and whatnot, college football has pretty much turned into the minor leagues of the NFL. It really has. Players can get paid. Players can get paid. They can transfer more often.
Yeah, like Cleo said, they're soft. Everybody's soft now.
Yeah.
They're just looking for that money.
Yeah. No one wants to get anywhere and work.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like either you're good or you're not good.
Yeah.
Like we just found out today that 3 of the Colorado football players get paid big money. Shador, the quarterback, he get paid $4.7 million.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing commercials and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, his brother only get paid 1.2.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter get paid 2.7.
Right.
But who to say they can be good at the next level?
They're not at their current weight. They won't be successful in the NFL.
Both them boys are gonna be good. Both them boys gonna be good.
They gained 20 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna put on weight. You know they're gonna put them in the weight room when they get there. But Travis Hunter is gonna be good whether he put it on or not.
No, I don't
That boy
think so.
coming out there, he gonna burn the NFL up.
No, I don't think so.
I want that to be true, Cleo, but he need about 20 more pounds.
For Travis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again, what position he gonna play if he make it to the big league?
Well, in the NFL,
He gonna play wide receiver.
They'll be smarter in the NFL. They won't have him playing both sides of the ball.
No. He gonna play wide receiver.
Right.
Now he's too small to play defense.
Yes.
But he gonna play wide receiver.
Yes. He'll be protected like an asset, like the asset he is in the NFL. He'll only play one side of the ball. Yeah.
What about Shakur?
But see, the thing is, today, I don't understand. They should stay in school now. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I think Shakur reminds me of the Alabama quarterback from Carolina. What's his name?
Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce Young. He reminds me of him.
That's who I see. Yes.
Yep.
He's a small guy. I weigh more than him.
Yeah, but see, there's so much money in college now. Them boys should stay in college until they do what they supposed to do. They can stay in college now. It ain't like they got to come out for the money. Yeah. They can make money in college now. I stay in college, get my day gone 4 years in, do whatever I got to do, study that shit, and then hit the NFL.
But
you're making money.
4 years already.
But Cleo, they dangling that carrot in front of them, man. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to play your senior.
No, you're not gonna get hurt though. I mean,
Is that you don't want to get hurt?
No, you don't want to get hurt. But sometimes if you stay in that longer, you'll be better when you get there.
But they've been in the collegiate world 4 years already.
Yeah, it's
Because remember they played.
Oh no, that's 3. They were not down at Jacksonville 1 year, and then the second 2 years.
No. They played 2 years in Jackson State. They played 2 years at Jackson State and 2 years at Colorado. That's 4 years right there.
I thought they played 1 year down there.
No, they went to the MEAC, the Cricket Bowl 2 years straight and lost.
Okay.
And then when Dion, he was on the coach for 2 years. Then he took the coaching job for Colorado. He was been there 2 years.
Yeah, it's been 4.
So
if Dion is smart, man, he'll stay at Colorado. But
Dion ain't going nowhere. He just got the number one one of them Thurberg quarterbacks to sign.
Okay. I feel like he's
got a 5-star quarterback to sign.
I think, like you said, he might flop. I just don't know if he's gonna be like a Jamarcus Russell kind of type of shit.
I don't think nobody can be like Jamarcus Russell no more.
100 mil and do nothing.
Vince Young, remember him? He flopped. Vince Young flopped.
Not like Marcus.
Not like Marcus.
No.
100 mil Raiders.
Hey man, I guess he showed just enough brilliance for them to
give me that contract
in front of him. Once he got that contract,
look at Kirk Cousins. I don't know what they see in Kirk Cousins, but they throw that money at him like he's the boy from New England.
Look at Dak. Look at Dak Prescott. Same thing.
Oh, Dak Prescott, a good quarterback.
No, he's not. He's some trash.
Dak is an average quarterback. He's some trash. Dak is an average quarterback.
Dak is an average quarterback. I know that.
You seen that that little, they put up a little like comparison. You seen that?
With what you call Mahomes.
Yeah,
that's a waste of time. Anybody who look at that and say something crazy, they don't know football. Because Dak and Mahomes should never be on the same page.
Why? Because he got the rings?
Because not just because he got the ring, because he know how to win.
And I think with Mahomes and Dak, the only thing they can remotely compare is the regular season. That's the only thing they have anything to talk about is regular season.
Even in the regular season, Dak get all his yards and scrap time.
Right.
It's totally different football.
Right. Yeah.
If it wasn't no scrap time, if it was like a good coach where you losing your starting quarterback losing 40-3, and they sit him out, but Dallas don't sit him out. They let him go in there and let them give him scrap time.
It's almost like, hey, it's almost like they allowed Dak to get ammo to use against them come contract time.
Exactly. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think so? Is that what they're doing with Russell and
Pittsburgh?
Russell from Pittsburgh and
Russell Wilson? Absolutely. Yeah.
You think that's what they're doing? They're trying to wait for him to get hurt, or you're trying to wait for him because this dude Fields was doing nasty. He was doing good. Why did they take him out? I think
because he couldn't score a touchdown.
Huh?
He couldn't score a touchdown. He couldn't move the ball down the field.
Stop it.
Russell can throw the ball down the field and get him in the end zone. Every game, that boy made 1 touchdown in 6 games.
So they
was winning, but they was winning by field goals.
So you're saying he had a bad red zone percentage?
Yes.
Okay.
He couldn't get him. He couldn't throw the ball down. They couldn't catch it, throw it, whatever you want to call it. But what you call can move the ball downfield.
I got you. All right.
So why he ain't staying in Denver then?
Because Sean Payton didn't like him. That's why Sean Payton wanted a young quarterback.
Yeah, he had enough of him. Yeah, it was.
He wanted a young quarterback.
Working.
Now, see, everybody's saying that, but Russell had already won the job in Pittsburgh. He had already won the job. He was supposed to have been the starting quarterback from day one, but he hurt his ankle. That's how Fields got in.
Yeah.
I got you.
So when he got healthy, they just brought him back in, gave him his job back.
Gotcha.
That's normal.
All right. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out right quick. Keep the comments coming. Want to be a guest on the show? Respond to the email that's in the video description. We want to thank Mr. Arti Cantu for sitting in with us tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Y'all having me.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is MBC. I am your host, David McDonald, signing off. Thanks a lot, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
Y'all have a good night.
You too.